we are now in the transitional process. We just passed the healing process. You should go back and watch that if you don't know why the things I'm about to say are being said. And if you're seeing this on TikTok, I think you should go back and watch the other videos. You might enjoy it. Okay. All right. Now that the intro is done, welcome, y'all. Welcome back. We have passed the healing process. You have now did everything in order to heal. Good job. Well, now it's time to reflect and transition into who you actually are. It's time for you to transition into that authentic self. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. I'm at the transitional process. I'm feeling free. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling amazed. I'm looking healthy, looking great, feeling great. I'm feeling way free. And that's where you want to be, right? Quick reflection. You want to reflect on those that have wronged you and see what you've done in that situation, okay? Or if you wronged someone, all right? Transitional process is about reflection, and it's about most times you going into what you deserve or what you deserve, like, but in two different ways. So how they explain it is you either getting good karma or you're getting bad karma based on what you did to get in this healing process. Most times people get in this healing process because of like grief, sadness, anger, and they find themselves separating themselves, or making mistakes. And then the positivity ones is that if somebody wronged you, or if you've been hurt, or you've had past hurts, which I talked about in one of my first healing process videos, where someone was constantly hurting me. Like someone was emotionally constantly trying to hurt me. Not on purpose, but because they had no disregard for it. Like they didn't have any disregard for my emotions at the time. Like there was no disregard. They were going to keep doing what they wanted to do, but try to keep me. And in that process, you get strung along. You start feeling crazy. You start losing your mind. You start going psycho because now you're trying to make sure everything is in order and everything's right. But the truth is, they are manipulating you, playing hot and cold and things of that nature. But that's predicated on my situation. Some people's situations, matter of fact, even in the beginning times of my life, like people would tell me I had to tone it down, that I couldn't show my true emotion. There's a bunny, it's distracting me, but that I had to tone it down, couldn't show my true emotions. I couldn't show who I truly was. I couldn't. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody just distracted me. But yeah, so I was really hyper focused on what it is that I needed to do, moving forward, because through that hurt, it was like, what the heck, like. And then a person just kept doing it to the point where they thought that the same thing that I was allowing them to do, like they was like them saying, oh well, and talking about how they feel and just saying that they're a bad person so that they can get sympathy. I was letting it slide. I was gonna let it roll, and that's not right. Like I was letting it slide, and I realized this person was, since I was giving this person the benefit of the doubt, they thought they were like smarter than me or stronger than me. It's like, do you not know, like, you're getting like the benefit of the doubt? Like, I don't think that person understood that, and so because of that, I left and set boundaries, and now I haven't spoke to that person in a long time. And then before that, there was the exact same person in that situation with me, and I separated from that person. For that person to now be involved in something way greater connected to this person, to me, it's like misery loves company. But you guys are in a transitioning process. You have to reflect on things like that, and you got to let it not control you. The reason why you have to reflect on it is because if you don't, it's just lingering. You shouldn't let anybody, not one person should have any emotional pull on you. If somebody has emotional pull on you, you need to remove them immediately or reevaluate who that person is. Because they're either doing spells, which most times out of 10 they are doing, or they're trying to convince you that they are something that they're not, and you're holding on to a false belief. So, with that being said, in this transitional process, in the first start of it, you have to reflect, and then you have to now take what you've learned from the hurt, and now you have to decide, like, is this something that I can keep putting up with? Is this something I'm gonna keep? You're not putting up with that. Come on. It puts you through so much, you're just not gonna go back to that. And if you are, you have to understand and be aware of the consequences. Like, yeah, this is what's gonna keep happening if you keep going back. And it's like they're a walking red flag, or the energy of this person or of these people are walking red flags, and it's like all you're doing is being used. And sometimes you have to realize, hey, I'm being used, and get up out of that situation. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that person for 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 trying to use you. If you're giving yourself to that person, you have to realize that it does come back on you just a little bit. You have to have boundaries, and since you didn't have boundaries, the person is okay with, like, doing whatever they can get away with. They were like, they had like this thing where it's like, oh, I can do this and do that and get away with it. So they will do whatever and get away with it because they've never had no one tell them, like, stop what you're doing, like, you're being childish. And I did. And instantly when I did do that in certain people's lives, they would go, oh, you da 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 da, and they'd get in that voice, or they're getting that manipulation tactic of either playing hot and cold or being a victim. And in those reflections, you have to realize, who are you giving your energy to? If you find yourself in a heartbreak, who did you give your energy to? Especially if you didn't do anything wrong within the heartbreak, if you didn't do anything wrong within the separation, who are you giving yourself to? You need to really think about that. Who did I give my energy to? And would I give it to them again? Absolutely not. You have to really realize that the person that you gave your energy to didn't deserve it. Giving it to them again doesn't make them deserve it. It just gives you a second chance, right? You just get a second chance at trying to see about the potential. But when someone's supposed to aid you, help you within love, relationships, friendships, it's gonna be like they're gonna bring that in the forefront in the beginning. They're gonna be that for you in the beginning. They're not going to see the energy and go, oh well, I'm gonna just get used to it. That means that story is not gonna end up how you think. And for me, I really bypassed that with a lot of people. Like, I helped a lot of people immediately after seeing them, and they got more attached to me as I helped them. But in the process, I was hurting myself because now I had all these people that I needed to help. And it's like, if you was just to help yourself for a second, you would have avoided a lot of the hurt that you dealt with. And that's what I mean by reflecting. Reflecting is now directing the intention towards you. So, low-key putting the blame on yourself. Not permanently, not negatively, but like in an optimistic way, like in a not a optimistic how do you say that word, y'all? And like the retrospect of not being here, like looking at yourself from a third person view, like, you know what I'm saying? Like looking at yourself, like, and looking at yourself, looking down at yourself and going like, these are things that you've messed up because this is the reason why you're in the position you're in. And there's nothing wrong with that for the right people. But giving it to the wrong people are going to take advantage of it because you're giving them energy they don't deserve. It's like a surplus. People get greedy, material-wise and spiritually-wise. They get greedy. They be wanting more. They be like, he going to help me every time. I'm going to just overuse him. And so then, boom, they feel like now they have a hold over you because you told them that you care for them, you love them. But they don't understand that you have enough power to love them from a distance. You have enough power to separate yourself. You have enough power to be coexistent and not codependent. But for these people, they have always been codependent on something. That's how you attracted them. That's how you got them to be with you. That's how you got them to talk to you. You gave yourself to them. And so that's not their fault. But what is their fault is what they did with it. See, how you go about it. They understood that you was a good person. To abuse it is what they did wrong. And for that, you're going to get your good karma. And they're going to get their bad karma, because you cannot take advantage of anything and anybody, because that energy has now to be transformed back to you. So now you're going to get taken advantage of. And I know I'm talking to a lot of people, and I know that a lot of people be watching me that I know and that I don't talk to no more. And for the people that I have no contact with, I know for a fact that they're going through the same karma that they tried to deal on to me. And as you can see by how I'm talking, it's not that I'm not necessarily like happy that they're going through that. It's just that I went through it, and I came out stronger. It was a lesson. And for some people, they're gonna go through it, and you're gonna see how they react, or you're gonna see how they react, and it's like, damn. You're gonna start to hear it. People gonna call you like, damn, Blah Blah got a baby, woo has this, has that, and you're gonna be like, wow. Like, you're gonna get the information, and it's gonna be eye-opening to the point where you're like, damn, like, I went through a lot of this, and it's like, it's just how people respond to it. And the thing about karma is like judgment. It's like judgment onto yourself. Like, when you are being reflective, if it's positive, you would know that good karma is coming. If it's negative, you'll know that your time is coming. But for some people, they don't think that they're ever going to meet that match or meet that person that activates for the wrongdoing that they've been doing over time. But you have to get what you sow. You have to reap what you sow. It's something that has to happen. You have to reap what you sow. It has to happen. And so for that reason, and for that being said, people, for that being said, like, you reap what you sow. People don't want to see you go through your transitional period. So you're going to have people that watch you. You're going to have people that are trying to look at your, your every move. Like, they're trying to look at your every move. They're trying to cop and see what you're doing. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know what your next move is. They'll call you asking you about your next move, because they don't have a next move, because they're stagnant. And it's because you were stagnant. But you weren't stagnant because you were stagnant. You were stagnant because these people were around you, and you couldn't grow until these people left. And for you, you understood that now, because you're reflecting and transitioning. And so now, boom, you're transitioning. And that's the first step. And this being said, stay strong through this transitioning phase, because, yeah, a lot of things aren't going to look perfect. A lot of things aren't going to go your way how you think they're going to go. Sometimes you just think like, oh, it's going to be a magical story, and you're going to get everything that you reap, or, everything you sow because of what you reap. But it doesn't happen like that. It happens over time, same way it happened over time. The same way the bad things happen over time, the good things have to happen over time. So be patient, and be mindful. Oh, and be mindful, and be positive, and make sure to be positive about what it is that you are going to do tomorrow and do today. Always in the transitioning phase, do something. Like, do not just sit around. They want you to peace and sit around for most of the time, but do something that's moving you into forward progression, because that's when everything is going to get unlocked. The doors are going to be unlocked. They're going to give you the keys. You're going to unlock the door, and you're going to be in another situation, and you're going to be like, dang, if I didn't move forward from that spot, then I'd still be there. And that's how that works. Sometimes you have to move forward from that spot. And not even sometimes. You actually have to move forward from that spot. You can't sit there and soak. As much as you want to blame yourself, negative or positive, as much as you want to blame yourself, you cannot sit there and soak. You have to move on. You have to progress from there. Positively. Even if you've done wrong. If you've done wrong, that does not give you an invitation, right, to now do more wrong. That's not the point of this lesson. You're suffering because now you have to have a change of heart. You have to have a change of everything. You have to now fully reinvent yourself for the better. Now, this is why I say this, and I say good and bad, because in the process of good and bad, there was a process for me. You know what I'm saying? I had done something that got me bad karma in the past, and I had to reinvent myself. And then I had done something and got hurt within the present right now, and I've healed from it. And now I'm transitioning into who I'm supposed to be. And for some of you, you are doing the same. And it's just because you're a chosen one. And we're waking up, and it was a hard, vigorous process, but we're here now. And if you're a chosen one and this resides with you, like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Honestly, like, this isn't just for me. There's a white butterfly flying around. Hopefully it shows itself. But this isn't just for me. This is for us. This is for the community. This is for the people who are going through the same thing. If you've been through past trauma, past hurt, and you didn't let it define you, if you healed and you successfully mentally came into it with a positive aspect, when you came into it, neither if you did good or bad, came into a positive aspect and grew from it, changed and did positive things in retrospect to what happened. This is for you. Live, love, laugh. Twins.